Hi guys, and what's up? Today I want to talk to you about how easy it is to learn code. I want to debug some of the myths about learning how to code, that it's incredibly complicated, but it's actually not very complicated at all. I think really even a child at age 12 can do it, and many have and gotten good jobs. And I actually started learning at age 28 because I was so scared. Everybody kept telling me I need to learn so many languages. But here's the beautiful thing about it. You don't need to learn a million languages because the same concepts repeat themselves within all of the languages. For example, there's something called a variable, okay? And I apologize that it doesn't look so good, but maybe I can try to fix it in production. A variable, all of that means is that I'm storing some sort of value within a word, okay? For example, let's say my variable is username, okay? Username is very commonly a variable. Username equals Alicia, okay? I want to give you for an example, let's say we're designing an application which has the functionality of someone being able to log in. And in order to write that program, you could write it in JavaScript, for example. All the examples I'm going to give are in JavaScript, but actually it's the same concept in Python, PHP, Java, all these other languages, C's. There's always the concept of a variable. So for example, username equals Alicia. Of course, the variable username is defined by the user, and at the end of the day, you create some sort of logic within the application, which tells the application when the user logs in, show him this message. When the user goes to his settings page, show him this message. If the user clicks on update picture, then show him this message. And that's how easy it is at the end of the day. You just need to get going with it, get started with it, and eventually you're going to see how easy, how intuitive it is. It comes as naturally as speaking your language, your native language. And that's pretty much what you're doing. You're learning how the language works, and it's really, really incredible once you see how easy it is. So concept number one is the concept of the variable. Concept number two is the concept of an array. Okay, I'm going to write this up over here. Variable, array. Alright, concept number two is the variable of the array. All that means is a set of values all within one group. So for example, let's say I have an array of values, which is pretty much the same concept of in the English language, which is they had an array of flowers. Okay, so let's say I'm going to draw it out. All it is, it's separated by brackets in JavaScript. It's got two brackets and it's got a couple of strings there. For example, roses, tulips. What's another type of flower? Roses, tulips, and daisies. Okay? Daisies. And that's all an array is, okay? An array of values. And this can also appear many times in a programming language. For example, let's say there's one user, but he has many specific things, like let's say posts. Like let's say my username on Facebook is Alicia K, and I created 3 different posts. I'm a brand new user. Usually the browser, Google Chrome, is going to save an array of values, which is the array of each one of my posts, and it's going to contain, in post number 1, Alicia wrote something. Alicia shared a picture of roses. In post number 2, he wrote something about tulips. In post number 3, he wrote something about daisies. And all those values are going to be saved within an array. And that's all an array is. It's just an array of values. So we got variable, which is a word like username, which stores strings within it. String, which is some sort of word, or we've got arrays which stores some values within it. Okay, let's see. What else is there? So we got variables, arrays. The next concept is objects. Okay, objects. And this again is all the programming languages use these same fundamental concepts: Python, PHP, JavaScript. So as long as you study these fundamental concepts, you're going to be in a really good position. If you're next to a computer, feel free to just take some notes, write this down, and send it to yourself in a Gmail, in an email chain, and just keep on replying to it with the research that you do, because everything these days, most of it is online. It's all on Google searches. So you're confused about one of these concepts, just write variable programming, variable in programming, objects in programming, and look it up on YouTube. That's what I do. That's why I'm putting out these videos, because I get inspired by so many people that are helping me to study via making free content online. So we got variables, arrays. Now let's talk about the object. The object is going to be defined with these special brackets. Let's say I have an object. Let's say instead of storing the user data within just one string or one integer, which is the word Alicia, I want to save a lot of data about the user. So I can have a user object. User object. Okay, again, the user object will be saved within a variable. There's a reference to the variable saved, there's a reference to the object saved within this variable called let user object. Let the user object equal, let's say we have a name, which is going to be Alicia. It's defined with properties and values. So the property is the name. The value of the name property is Alicia, comma. What else? What other attributes will we have about within the user object? For example, we'll have when did he create his account? Okay, so account created, and that's going to be a date value. Okay, account created, let's just say the 11th of January 2005. Okay, what else can I say within my user object? I've got the properties and values. The property is name, the value is Alicia. The property is account created, the value is this specific date. Okay, let's see, what else? We could have friends, the amount of friends, okay? Number of friends. Number of friends equals 35, okay? So you get the basic concept. An object stores more data, it stores a group of data according to properties and the value of each property. The name is Alicia, the account was created on January 1st, 2005. The number of friends he has is 35. Okay, and so objects and arrays are both just tools in order to group data together. And look, I know it sounds really confusing at the beginning, but eventually it's going to get really, really simple. So today we've already covered the 3 fundamental concepts which are going to repeat themselves every single day if you continue to learn how to code. The concept number 1 is the variable, storing a value within a word. That's all it is. Username equals Alicia. Concept number 2 is the array, storing a group of values within an array, okay? And that, for example, is roses, tulips, and daisies are 3 elements of all stored within one array. And concept number 3 is the object, which has keys and values, okay? Keys is properties or properties and values. So, for example, we have a user object within a program, and that could include several different keys about our user. It could have the user's name, the day that he created the account, and the amount of friends that he has. Everything that has to do with that user. The beautiful thing is that once you create, the whole concept of programming is the program should be able to serve many, many clients. And we're going to do a couple other videos talking about the other concepts in coding, but I hope you guys appreciated this. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask in the comments. If you appreciated it, feel free to give it a like. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope you continue to invest in yourself and in your education in coding. All the best.